Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a Tier 7 game and my Blyskawica. Going over the matchmaking. No radar. DD-wise, Mayhan, Akatsuki, Kamikaze. Obviously, this is favorable matchmaking. Just got the dinosaurs to sleep and sat down with a giant glass of 12-year rum, Kirk and Sweeney. So we're gonna see how this thing goes. Anyway, I spawn center north of C-cap, or excuse me, south of C-cap. Maybe I've had a drink already. And I'm gonna push up here. And the reason why I'm selecting going to this side, it's already I'm already making decisions about how I want the game to roll out. Mayhan can most likely defend itself up against the Tier 7 destroyers. My Kamikaze and me actually have some really good synergy. Kamikaze has very, very good concealment, whereas my concealment sucks. I have very good guns. Kamikaze guns, they're a little questionable. So there's good synergy in me pushing up this way, and that's specifically why I've made the decision to go this way. Gonna talk about Blyska. She's most known for the destroyer that was advertised as a stealth firing ship, and then Wargaming took that mechanic away, and according to a bunch of people, they just left this ship in the dirt and didn't really do anything to fix her. I don't think she's broke. She's always been a crazy strong ship, and the only people I really okay, this is annoying me. I'm here to help you. You know, no, 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 no. Now I'm spotted. This move here just kind of screwed me. I'm still gonna try to push up here and try to take the fight to him. I don't see anything else popping up to shoot me, but this is not the best situation. I do get spotted. Excuse me. Trying to work down the Kamikaze, and my Helena is able just to ass blast him. It appeared that salvo was for over half his HP, and that's something to take note of there. This is a Tier 7 ship. You're going to see that kind of punishment happen in the DD world. These things are going to be creeping along, and as soon as your DD gets in a fight, one of those things are going to pop up and lop off, a third or more of your HP, and you need to be prepared for it. So I thought that was a very good representation of how that cruiser is going to play during this game mode. Now here, I I don't expect the other DD to be here. I would expected him to have popped up before now. So I'm pushing up here, trying to provide vision for my team, get as best angle as possible, get inside torp range, and at this point I'm spotting most everything on this side of the map. And I'm just taking a look, seeing where I want to dump torps, and I'm just scooching along. I don't want to be detected, but I want to make sure I get this cap. So I'm just falling back here. 3 seconds. And now I'm going to kite back out. Now, this ship is very good at doing what I'm doing right now, just harassing gunfire. I mean, it's absolutely insane the amount of damage that you can rack up on ships with these guns, and the torpedoes, they're very good as well. Build wise, you'll notice I'm not running AFT. I want to maximize my gun DPM. I want demo expert. I want to bring the damage. I want to bring the pain. And in my experience, if I was just running an AFT build, um, I wasn't getting as much out of the torpedoes, out of the ship in general. Uh, Running a more standard destroyer build let me get demo expert, but it also brought me closer into targets, so my torpedoes had more of an impact in my overall game. I've got a couple videos out on Blyskawica. Uh, this ship, if I want to farm arsonist flags, if I want to farm witherer flags, I bring this bad boy out, and you can see why here. It's just absolutely wicked what this ship will do. Other, potentially viable builds would be IFHE. I don't like it because it detracts. It's number one, it's expensive, so you're not being able to run things like Demo Expert. But it you know you give up a lot for it. You give up Demo Expert plus you lose 1% of your fire chance. In my opinion, I prefer to let the fires do most of the damage for me and most of my harassment. Pin wise, these guns generally don't have issues pinning just about anything. Gonna throw some torpedoes out here, kite away. Now, unfortunately, I think that I blew those torpedoes just by popping up here, getting detected. This New York's just going to slam on the brakes. That's the smart thing to do. But at this point, I've popped my speed boost. You can see 3-minute speed boost. I have invested in the coal and the module. And this is just another way that this ship plays. Open water just like a Russian. And basically what's happening is I'm tying up all 3 of these ships here. They're shooting at me and doing, very little to me while I'm slowly just picking them apart. I'm going to burn down this Byron. There's Arsonist. And that's what I'm talking about with this ship. It's it's very effective at punishing battleships, delaying flanks. I don't. It's got a very poor rudder, and because of that, I don't like to use it as a scout. The concealment is pretty shit. So I prefer to do what I did earlier in the game. Pair up with a destroyer that does have good concealment and just, ram it right down the enemy's throat. Unfortunately, I had a DD that was about as potato as you could get, and I don't mean that insulting. Maybe he doesn't know better. But Kamikaze is a ship that you could only get a while ago, and that's about as rookie mistakes as you can make with a DD. And I just don't have much else to say about that. But again, if you look, I'm trying to generate pressure here. I've talked about it before in the Leningrad videos. Got a fire on the Colorado. Got a 2 fires on the New York. Going back to the Colorado. Pressure, pressure, pressure. If you look, these battleships, they're now pulling back. What's in front of them? They got a goddamn, tier 7 DD. That's it. Double fire. So guns are so nasty on this ship. Who gives a shit about open water stealth firing when you can just rip things apart like this? Again, like I say, the people that bitch about this ship, I almost guarantee they don't have, an 18 or 19 point captain. Uh, it's, the ship it really starts to come into its own probably about the 15th or 16th point on your captain. You really start to take note. Holy shit, this thing's getting pretty strong. I think this is an 18 point captain even. I think my 19th point is going to be like priority target or some shit like that. It's a throwaway point, which is why I haven't really pushed using elite commander XP or anything like that. I did level this ship up heavily with commander XP and stuff like that. Uh, Even free XP that I had ground. Uh, Simply because it's a specialized captain and it takes forever. I should be shooting here, by the way. Um, that's a misplay on my behalf. Game's gonna be over soon. I should have been shooting this entire way up there. I could have been, 125,000 points of damage, maybe even more. Um, these fires would have been able to tick longer. Uh, but if you looked at one point, I turned back 3 battleships, killing, two of them. The fourth wasn't really looking at me. Uh, with a single tier 7 ship. That's the power that this ship has. You can just eliminate enemy pushes like that. Uh, you know, Good XP. Um, Honestly, it would be better XP if I would have had that initial engagement with my kamikaze. Just if he manned up and spotted for a minute, I could have really wrecked this guy with and shown you just what those guns will do to a uh, a DD. She is a premium, obviously, so I'll show you the credit tab. And you know, even without premium, it's fairly generous. Um, and you can look, I'm starting to actually get close to the 19th point. So at some point, I'll probably just finish it off. But for now, for all intents and purposes, I consider this ship done for me. I'm really happy where she's at. Every time I bring her out, it's just ugh, so much damage. It's gorgeous, but you got to use her within her parameters. She's not a really good scout. If you're gonna run Blyska as your go-to ship, you don't want to be the first one leading the field, particularly if you're in, battles against 3 or 4 DDs. Let something a little sneakier, a little more nimble, let a Sims or something like that, and you just be, 1-2 kilometers behind them, ready to just hammer whatever they spot and back them up. That's your role. You're a second line DD, ideally. If the matchmaking for some reason is, 1 DD sort of style, I would argue push in until you find the nearest battleship and just start opening up and get it on that way and just treat it like a Russian. Rather than, try to push in there close because you're gonna get ambushed. You're gonna see Blyska. I talked about Sims in a video I did earlier. Um, Picking a bad fight where they go to knife fight something and they bite off more that they can chew. Bliskas, you're gonna see a lot of them do this, where they try to play that frontline DD. They sneak in there to try to spot a DD. They're going to bump into something like a Shiratsuyu, a Haida, or something like that that's going to outspot them by, a kilometer or more. Um, that's a very large window that you've got to try to close before you can do anything useful. Meanwhile, their entire team is shooting at you. Um, you're going to see a lot of Bliska players get their clock clean doing that. And understand that's not how you play this ship. Um, you want somebody sneakier than you to come in. You're the big hammer. And if you don't have something sneaky, Well, you're just going to have to use your hammer from a longer range and get stuff to shoot at you to spot. Just like my Leningrad game where I had over 100,000 spotting damage, just, playing the flanks, getting people to shoot at me so I can spot them so my team could shoot at them. Uh, Same thing, Blyska can do that. Um, so this is a very versatile ship. I've talked at length about, the one glaring weakness that she has. Don't do it. If you play her any other way, I think you're going to find yourself pretty happy with this ship. So, if you guys have any questions or comments or are interested in the build, let me know in the comments and I will go ahead and upload that to you. I think the website is up and running now, so that shouldn't be posed too much of an issue. Uh, if not, I can post it on the forum or something like that. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good night. I will talk to you later. And by the way, this rum is frickin' good. It's a 12-year rum, so I'm pretty happy with it. Gotta love the Dominican Republic. Good rum, good cigars, and just a good way to celebrate the weekend. So, this is Kuro, and I'm off to my rum. Have a good night.